Hello and welcome to Barnet Library's craft making event. Today we're going to show you how to make scented soap. These will make really good gifts for your friends and family during the holidays. Okay, so here's everything you need for soap making. First of all, the most important part is the soap base. You can find these online from any online retailers, and there are different types of soap bases you can use. There are white, clear. For more luxurious feel, you can use a shea butter base, olive oil or goat's milk. We've got a heat-proof bowl, some moulds. We've got some nice Christmassy shaped ones here. So any baking moulds, they will work. Plastic ones, they're really good as well, and it's also ideal because it's easier to pop them out at the end as well. Leave these here. We've got some fragrance oil, some soap dyes, which you can also purchase online, a knife to help you to cut the soap base, and most importantly you need some wooden sticks. This will help you during the melting process. You will need these to stir your soap. There are some optional things you might need. You might need some scales to measure out your soap. We have already measured ours out to 450 grams. A thermometer. When we melt the soap, you will need to measure the temperature afterwards. You might want to add some exfoliants into your soap. So I've got some rose petals here. You can add rolled oats or poppy seeds as well. It's nice to experiment with different things if you wish. And the most important thing you will need for this is a microwave. If you don't have a microwave, then simply put some water into a pan and add a heat-proof dish on top and melt your soap that way. Okay, so first of all, we're going to cut our soap into little chunks and little pieces so it's easy to melt at 30-second intervals in your microwave. Let's take this to the kitchen, ready for melting. Now's the time to melt our soap. Let's put it in the microwave. Okay, you've got to keep doing this at 30-second intervals. You have to melt and stir. I'm going to put it back in now. So we're going to melt this down until it's a liquidy consistency. Keep stirring it and make sure there's no chunks or any lumps inside. I'm going to put mine back into the microwave because I think it needs a little bit more time. So now I've got it to a perfect liquidy consistency. Now we're ready to add our fragrance oil and dyes. Okay, so now I've got my soap to a nice liquid consistency, and I have to wait to cool it down for about a minute or two. It has to be the right temperature before you add the fragrance oil and the soap dye into it. Otherwise it will overheat and it will spoil it. So we're going to add some fragrance oil. Now I like to use either 1 tablespoon or 20 drops into the soap. But you can use as much as you like. If you like your soap quite pungent, then you can use more. If not, you can use less. So I'll get my tablespoon. Smells good already. Okay, because we're using little Christmas trees, we're going to go for a green dye. Again, it's the same as the fragrance oil. You can use as much dye as you want, depending on how intense you would like the colour. So we want them pretty green, so we're going to use I'd say about 12 drops. Okay, and that's a very nice green. Looking good. So we're going to give that a good mix until it's a little bit thicker, so it's easier to pour into the mould. Now the dish is still a little bit hot, so I would either use oven mitts or a kitchen towel will be fine, just to help you to protect you from burning yourself. Okay, I'd say that's a good colour. And now we're going to pour the soap into the mould. Now, if you have nice and steady hands, you can obviously pour it straight from the heatproof dish. If you need a little bit help, I would recommend maybe using a ceramic pouring jug, because they're quite handy. Okay, so now we're going to pour the mixture. And as you can see, there's some bubbles being created here. That's okay. Once you've poured all of your mixture into the moulds, you're going to gently tap the mould so it gets rid of the bubbles. If you want to completely get rid of the bubble for an even surface, you can use alcohol rubbing spray, and those will eliminate the bubbles entirely. Just give that a little tap. And I'm just going to use my wooden stick to just kind of scrub away the excess around the mould. Okay, so now we're going to leave that to dry overnight, preferably between 12 hours or 24 hours. And after that, we will demould. Okay, so my soap has had plenty of time to set. It's now ready to demould. Okay, so you can package your soap however you want as gifts for your friends and family. We've used an organza bag here, filled with confetti here, and tied it off with some ribbon. For smaller shaped soaps, you can put them in a cone, cellophane cone bag, which is really handy. Maybe add an extra few bits in as well with it. And we've topped it off with a ribbon. And we've packaged these two in using cellophane and decorating them prettily with some bows and some ribbons. Okay, so thank you for watching our soap making video. If you do make any soap, send pictures to us at Barnet Libraries. And if you'd like to discover more about soap making, there are some books available online which you can download as an ebook or audiobook using your library membership card, or alternatively you can reserve books using our select and collect service. We hope to see you guys very, very soon, and I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas.